here is the coupling. The coupling comes in with filling MV from glycine. It's AA6, which means the amino acid vessel, and taking from this vessel to LS1, which could usually be about 3 milliliter or 4 milliliter of amino acid with a concentration of 0.2 or 0.3 millimole per gram of resin. Then we have the same thing, fill MV from HBTU to LS2, the same thing with DIEA to LS3, and those are measured precisely to 1 equivalent, and 2 equivalent. Next, we mix the amino acid to pre-activate it for 1 minute before it's transferred to the reaction vessel. So, you see fill RV1 from MV with all the material in the reactor. Now we come to wash the MV with 5 milliliter DMF to the waste 2 and wash the line 5 milliliter to the MV to the waste 1. It's washing if there was any amino acid in the line, so that now it's cleaned out and ready for the next time. Next, we mix the reaction for 40 minutes, which means the coupling reaction is done after 40 minutes. Then it empties and washes the amino acid with DMF or DCM, depending on what you tell it to do exactly. Then again, you see filling the RV1 with the DMF with the 5 milliliter, mixing 1 minute, then emptying. At this point, you got rid of all of the amino acid in the vessel. At this point then, we come to end of cycle 1. Next, you start cycle 2 the same way, except this time, you have leucine, as you see here, and doing the deprotection and the same chemistry as we have done before. Now, you can make a difference here if you wish, such as having a larger amount of piperidine, selecting cooling to be on or off, and many other changes available if you would like. You have all kinds of flexibility here. Then, you can continue the same way to the end, which we come to here after deprotection and removing the last FMOC amino acid and washing it, which brings us to the 490th step of the process for making one peptide. It is very simple, and what you have done here is making a one-page protocol. You tell the software exactly how many milliliters needed to use and how much material you have, and the software automatically calculates how much amino acid to use and how much solvent you need. Or you can simply change according to what you would like. This protocol is done in the template mode and very simple to do since it is automated. We have another protocol method which is protocol mode and can be set up here. Protocol mode is when you write everything down and exactly what you want to do in the chemistry. Now, in order to do that, we automatically write a chem file. For example, in here we write a chem file that states how we would like to do the coupling. You see first it says coupling, and this states coupling at room temperature, and fill RV1 with 8 milliliter and fill MV with LS1, and so on. And here you can make any changes that you wish. For example, if I want to have a different type of protocol to use in here, such as mixing for only 30 minutes or whatever, it is very simple to change. You also see there is coupling with heat. You do the same thing in here in terms of writing the steps you want. The temperature is set up on the circulator, so you can set it up to 60 degrees, 80 degrees, 90 degrees, or whatever you want so that it is automatically heated to that temperature. Then, what you have to do, for example, is you mix it for 8 minutes or 6 minutes. You also see you have a fill RV1 from MV all and fill MV from DMF. And this DMF actually will wash the amino acid after filling. Next, you see you have the circulator off here so that you stop the heating, and then after you see it states to empty RV1 and then fill RV1 from MV. Next, you're washing the resin and mixing it with half a minute and then empty the RV1 to the waste. So you have done a coupling at a high temperature and you wash the resin one time, And this is usually good enough to go to the next step, which is a deprotection step. Or you can have additional wash if you want. And if you do, you have washing steps for each reactor. All of this is now the chemistry that you have written. All we have to do now is click Exit, and then at the top left in the new window, you select Synthesis, New Synthesis, and just give it a name. We'll name it HD78890, which will be the name of the protocol, and then click OK. Then I choose what sequence I want to make. For example, I'll select arginine and aspartic acid, glutamine, proline, tryptophan, tyrosine, valine, phenylalanine, and glycine and lysine, which gives you 10 amino acids. For each amino acid, you get to choose a protocol.